And there was one question I'm going to touch on. I believe it was Kim asked, well, what if you got more than 2 points on the head that are testing out? I always do both. However, if you want to find a priority between the two, here's what you do. There's the priority mode. This is where you get change. Remember, a change is going to do you good. Whenever something changes from strong to weak or weak to strong, that's the priority. So let's just say, for example, I'm touching the glabella, and that's the wood element. So I'm touching wood element, and say I go back. I'll just demonstrate. And then I touch, let's say, metal element. And then, oh, I go back on metal. So then what I do is I can touch the middle finger to the priority mode and see which one changes. So let's say I go here and I go back. And then I touch here and I still go back. That's not a priority. It didn't change. Now I touch back here on metal and I go back. And let's just say I then touch the priority mode and I go forward, or I don't go back. It's changing. Usually it'd be actually going forward. So it says, that is the priority. Now, that's one way, but there's many other ways, especially this is if you're doing yourself, but if you're working on a person in actual session, or, friend comes over, I also balance my daughter. I balance anyone that comes in the door, In fact, your UPS guy is coming to deliver packages, man or woman, have them come in and balance them. They probably need it, right? Actually, I did that. I had a mailman come and he goes, hey, what's this kinesiology stuff? I see all these boxes coming for Kinesiology Institute. So I said, wow, we help people relieve pain. He says, I've got back pain. Can you help me? So that's what this is all about, is help everyone that comes along. So back to priorities, you could also then locate in fact, let's do that right now. Whatever was the organ related to the head point you had, I want you to touch it, and I'm going to go in. I've done a little balancing now, but we're going to see. I'm going to touch the reflexes, the actual organ. I'm on the ascending colon, and I'm going back, okay? Then I'm on the transverse colon, not so bad there, and the descending colon, not so bad there. It's often the ascending colon where there's more blockage, I find. Okay, so I'm going back there. Then I could also hold the priority mode if I want to see if it's a priority and see if it goes forward, and it does. Now, just to note, priority doesn't mean it's the priority over everything. Priority means it's okay. The body says it's okay to balance that now. So just to note, your body wants to be fixed in a certain sequence, and about 20% of the things you find out are priorities, and 80%, roughly, are compensations. Dr. Deal told me that if you only treat compensations, either they won't get fixed or they won't stay fixed. Think of it as an analogy like this. If you have a traffic jam and you got a car and their truck in front of me isn't moving, I'm gonna honk the horn, get them going, come on, come on. Well, he may be backed up and there's 12 cars in front of him, and there's one car that stalled in the center of the road, and there's one lane, say it's a one-lane road, you can't even go around them, and now everybody's backed up. Well, there's only one car you really need to move, and then everyone else can move. Same way when we look at our energy flows. In our energy course, we get into all these different flows, and you'll see the closest over to an under, that's our formula. And when you bring that energy out of the over into the under, it goes, and then everything else that was downstream almost, in many cases everything, will then balance out. So you're always looking for what's the priority. It saves you 80% of your time. And that's the beauty of what we do in our approach, is we're really seeing what is it that is the source of the problem.